Well, it's all over. The last man to be brought back of the 7, Steph Clement of Rabobank, and Radio Shack are driving the train.
Well, it's the red and grey jerseys at the front. They really are putting the pressure on. A little bit reminiscent, Phil, of the Tour de France last year when Lance Armstrong didn't miss out on the split on the road down to the Grand Mont.
Number 1 there, Alan Davis, last year's champion, hanging on to the coattails just now. Look at the wind now. 10 kilometres to go. It really is hard, and this is a surprise. Veikers has gone, Armstrong has joined him, and they've gone clear.
Well, they've got themselves about a 15-second advantage over the front end of the main field, and I think that will really rock the foundations of some people's confidence, because this is a very interesting move inside of 10 kilometres to go. Armstrong there, number 11, his teammate, number 16, Thomas Veikers, who is a very good sprinter, but also a massive powerhouse.
Well, they're working well together. I'm not sure about the wiseness of this move, because these roads are so unforgiving and they're perfectly straight. They're never out of sight of the peloton. Veikers, remember, came across from Astana with Armstrong. He's been with him for a couple of seasons, and now the field here, I would think, Paul, they're a little confused. They would never have expected this.
I think shocked. 23 seconds advantage for the two leaders from Radio Shack, and yes, they're probably not quite sure what they want to do here, because it's not very often that they've seen Lance Armstrong make a move like this at the end of a flat stage.
Searching for big form. Tomorrow is the big race up on the old Wollonga Hill, but today Armstrong is trying to repair the damage of just a few seconds lost. If he gains just a few seconds, of course, he'll go out tomorrow in the ochre jersey. I think that's a little bit too much to ask, because the head of the peloton, HTC Columbia in particular, have got themselves on the front. It's over.
Well, looking over the shoulders, it was a great move by these two riders. They really got the alarm bells ringing at the front end of the main field, but you've got to be an extremely tough, strong bike rider to outfox the slick train of HTC Columbia.
Armstrong looking back at the riders again, this time not inviting them to attack as he once did on Alpe d'Huez. He's put his head down again. The gap is there, about 10 seconds, I think.
Well, I tell you what, they haven't pulled them back into the fold just yet, Phil, and in fact the main field are spreading across the road. That's an indication that the power is going out of the chase of the peloton. This could be an interesting move.
It's caused a lot of consternation. I don't know if you saw that rider on the front of the peloton for Case de Palm, but he was actually indicating, come on, give us a hand. We're 5 kilometres from the line here. It's a dead straight run into the line, and they know exactly where they're going now. Let's have a look at the finish. There it is, and just off the coast here is Kangaroo Island as well. And this really is Australia's answer to the Galapagos, with a stunning, largely untouched natural environment, which is full of wildlife here. Amazingly, it's 155 kilometres long and 55 kilometres wide, and it is Australia's 3rd largest island. I guess they don't count Australia as being an island, but it's teeming with wildlife and largely totally protected and untouched. Well, I think Lance Armstrong will like the same description right now, protected and untouched, but the race is coming for him.
Well, they certainly are. It's hovering at about 15 seconds. You can see Veikers, the top half of his body, rocking and rolling there. He's trying to find every last little bit of energy to keep the pressure on at the front end of the main field. But there are the Cowboys and Indians getting back together. And in fact, it's the Futon team from Italy who's got to the front now, and they may well be thinking about their sprinter, Cardoso.
Well, it was a nice show of bravado, but it wasn't the day to try a move like that. The wind is horrendous now, and I think if we get to the back of this field, we will see the riders starting to lose contact, because it is ripping through the field, and everybody is just hanging on in there now as they're lining up for the finish. They'll be into town in no time, and the finish is on the same road.
Well, currently there's no real organisation. There's Greipel in the second row there in the ochre jersey of leadership. He's looking for his teammates. Looks like Bernard Eisel just in front of him. There's a couple of riders from Radio Shack. This time they'll be looking after Gert Steegmans. But there's nobody really, Phil, got complete control at the front end of the main field. Everybody's waiting and biding their time.
A little bit of a rush through on the outside here, being led here by Team Sky. That's David Vigano. And all of the big teams again trying to put riders onto the front that matter. Stein Vandenberg is also up here too. For Team Katusha, he's looking for McEwen. This man surprised us yesterday, Cadell Evans, and I think now he's got his tail up as well. He is the best placed and poised to strike tomorrow.
Well, he'll be thinking about the time that going up Wollonga Hill tomorrow, Phil. I've got to tell you, he's got great form. I think he's actually surprised himself with the form that he's got, and if he's on a great day on Wollonga Hill, he could take the overall lead in this race. But now the train has started. HTC Columbia, this train we've seen perfect itself over the last couple of days.
Well, looking at the the way they've got themselves lined out at the front now, it's going to be a formality here, because right at the back of them is the ochre jersey there of Andre Greipel, who got the first two stages, outwitted yesterday by the Portuguese champion Cardoso, but now they're going off one by one and Greipel is poised.
Well, look at the argy-bargy there in about 5th or 6th position. That's going to be Graeme Brown. He wants the wheel of Robbie McEwen, who's right in front of him. In front of McEwen in the red jerseys, Gert Steegmans. In front of him, of course, is the German champion Greipel.
Now it's opened up and coming through on the inside, the final charge. Gert is leading him out, and now goes Greipel, being chased all the way by Steegmans. Greipel is going to have to dig deep for this one. Brown is there, McEwen was there, but no doubt who was first. Greipel has got his 3rd stage win and has got it clearly.
Well, he's going to be extending his lead in the overall classification, but watch out for Robbie McEwen, Phil, because McEwen, starting the sprint here in 5th place, is getting closer and closer to the win. Look at the acceleration on the right-hand side of Graeme Brown as well in the orange jersey of Rabobank, but nobody at the moment can really rival the last lunge to the line by Andre Greipel as he goes across the road there to get himself that next stage victory and, of course, extend his lead in the overall classification.
Well, all the sprinters are in there, and also in there too was Cardoso on the right of our picture, 5th or 6th for him on the line there. Greipel gets the win. Let's have a look. There's the gap. Another length victory, and all of the other sprinters throw a blanket over them. McEwen, Henderson and Steegmans in that order. Manuel Cardoso was 5th, Julian Dean was 6th. But the man of the day, again, Greipel.
Andre, once again, what an incredible performance, not only by yourself but the whole team.
Yeah, the whole team. We